Here it is. Oh, 2004. Yeah, 2004 Chevy Duramax. I have a problem with. Why is that light on? Huh. Anyway, I have a problem with transmission. So when I go and put it in gear, it makes it jumps into third gear. So there's something going on with the wiring. Here's the computer, the TCM, and the wiring down there. And I noticed the other day I zip tied up some wires. Let me show you. If you can see that bundle of wires right there, I zip tied it up. If you can see it, should be a fresh zip tie. Hang on one second, let me get a stool because it's tall. All right, I'm back, got a stool. So let's see, so I zip tied that wire right there, and it seems to be doing it a lot more. Before it was now it's like, oh. So I noticed this rubber, what do you call it, I forget the name of it, whatever. Anyway, I just noticed this is all like worn out, maybe got hot once or twice. So you know what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rip this open and check the harness right there. Maybe there's a broke wire right there. Maybe it's something simple. Maybe it's something pain in the butt. But I'm gonna go through this wiring harness with a fine-tooth comb and see what is going on with it, because there's something obviously going on with it. So yeah, this harness, before I zip tied it up, it was right down in here between that metal clamp and the other metal clamp down there. Those two metal hoses on the power steering pump, these two right here. Maybe it got rubbed on there and it's just barely rubbing the wire. It rubbed the wire through the protective coating, and I'll start there. Hector and Aaron were looking at this truck with me the other day, and the motor mounts are shot in it, so it needs new motor mounts. But for right now, I gotta figure out the wiring because it's driving me crazy. I had this truck for like a couple months and I can't figure it out, and I gave up on it. Now I just bought the truck, so it needs a turbo, it needs the wiring fixed, and hopefully that's all it needs, because I just put injectors in this and glow plugs, and it should be, oh, a new transmission, because I thought it was a transmission. There's the old one. I got a lot of work into this thing and I ended up buying it, so I'm gonna keep on working on it and see if I can figure out what's going on with this wiring. Hopefully it's a wiring and not a bad TCM, transmission control module. If you didn't know what TCM is. So yeah, here I go. So I got it all off of there, as you've seen. Anyway, I'm back. It's been a while, and I checked every single one of these wires. This is the TCM, gray and red. But I've been looking at these wires really good, and I found one wire, and it's this. So if I pull this connector tight, all the wires get tight except for one. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I kind of have a weird feeling about that one wire. And same thing on this one. If you pull this harness tight, all the wires are tight, as you can see. Tight. But you pull this harness, there's that one wire right there. I'm kind of pulled apart from the others. So I have a weird feeling about this wire. So I've been running my finger on it. As you can tell, I don't know if you can tell or not, but this is a blue wire that goes in the gray connector. I can Google it and figure out what that is, but it's green right here. And so I was pulling on it, so put my finger, I had my finger on it just like this, and then you pull it, and if it's soft, you could feel the wire in there. It's flat, 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 and then it's round again. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Look at that, there's a bunch of burr marks in it right there. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I need to figure out how to set this camera with the staying on mode. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe the light's just messing with it. But there's little dots in it right there. So I kind of have a weird feeling that this wire is not doing what it's supposed to be doing internally. So I don't know if I should cut it and take a look at it, or do I go into the fuse panel, find the wire in the harness, follow it up to the fuse panel, run I can run power, so disconnect the battery, disconnect the transmission, run power into this here, and then find it up in the harness and see if there's a short in it. But it feels like it's broke right here. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, it is definitely broke. So I bet you if I cut that, there ain't no wire in there. Let me get, I feel pretty confident about this one. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's flat. That wire is flat right there. So I kind of feel like 100% this is the problem. So we'll see in 2 seconds. They got very little wire in there. So now I'm gonna, since I cut it, I'm gonna hook a power here and a test light here and see what it feels like. Because that just feels, that doesn't feel right. If you can tell, it's kind of like flat. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's gonna be really hard to see because it's a small camera or a small wire. But there is a wire in it, dang it. Anyway, let me keep at this. If you guys come to Moab, you guys should go check out Dewey's restaurant. If you want to get big like me and wear your food instead of eating it. Darn, that just smear everywhere. Anyway, if you want to look this good, check out Dewey's. They got some good food. It's like maybe, I highly recommend it. I ain't even gonna rate it because there's a lot of good restaurants in Moab and that's on the top 5, so it's pretty good. Check out this Hawaiian burger. Pineapple, barbecue sauce, ham. There's a burger in there somewhere, right there. And lettuce. Can't have lettuce, I'm on a seafood diet. And lettuce comes from the sea, so can't eat it. But anyway, thanks to my wife and the girls bringing food out.
He doesn't look that good from takeout. It's my cooking.
Didn't know it. I just checked all of these pins in the plug right there. The wires, I checked all the wires in there. Especially the part that looks like it would get pinched. Like right up in that area. If that makes sense, right up in there. right there. I looked at all that. Wire loom is what I was trying to say earlier. That black cover right there, it's called wire loom. Oh, sorry. This stuff right there, that's called wire loom. Anyway, I might not need a turbo after all. I found this is the vent tube that goes to the valve covers, the crankcase, and it was pinched closed tight right here between the frame and the torsion bar. So I rerouted it this way. I gotta put a zip tie on it, and hopefully that's what it was just that was plugged up and was not letting it vent and just building pressure in the crankcase and putting oil into the exhaust from the turbo. But we'll find out later. I gotta plug these wires back in, unplug that one, check it, and unplug the speed sensor here, check that, and even the four-wheel drive. This is the four-wheel drive plug for the transfer case. Check that, check the wiring on it. Everything seems to be okay, but it's not okay. Somewhere it's bound up, it's pinching, it's pulling a wire. Something that's going on, because it only happens whenever I go on a bumpy road or somewhere bumpy, or just even the back roads of Moab, like Mill Creek Drive, even Spanish Valley Drive. But I'm gonna clean this wiring up tonight. Ow, 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 ow. I should wear my safety glasses. But anyway, I'm gonna put this wiring back together, and I gotta put everything back together. The day's almost over. Or yeah, it's almost time to go home. So I can't be at this all night. I'd never sleep, because it would drive me crazy. I'm already going crazy. So here we go. So the service engine light is for an EGR, because there's no EGR. The ABS and brake, so something about the ABS, one of the front ABS, the hubs is loose, and service brake, service airbag, that's it on the dash. But when I put it in reverse, it's got reverse. Then I go put it in neutral, nothing. And I put it in drive. You feel that? Or can you hear that? Back to neutral, drive. Neutral, drive. Like skips right to a higher gear. And I don't know why it does that. If you listen. So I'm guessing computer or wiring. I still got to go through the wiring harness. Still trying to figure that out. So that's what it's doing. That's why I'm trying to figure out what is going on with this thing. And it's really making me angry. So I'm trying to figure it out. Buggy time. I got the slip yoke off, so I think what happened, it was just binding up in here from a little bit of surface rust that got in here. So I hit it with the wire wheel, and now it slips on and off pretty easy. and it's not binding up or jamming up, so that's a plus. But when I put it back together, I will put a whole bunch of grease on this in here and on this to keep it from rusting or staying together, and then just make sure I grease it more often. I think that's what my problem was, but I got it cleared up, and I'm gonna cut it here right on that weld, and I might have to put this in the lathe and lathe it down just a little bit to get the inner diameter of this tube, but I'll show you more when I get there. And then take 7 inches out of here, from the weld to here. That's 7 inches. There's a little marker there, you can see it right there. I cut it down 7 inches. This will be the rear drive line. Put this piece on right here, take that 7 inches out, put this 7 inches in the front drive line and make it true, and I'll have drive lines. And then I got to do the Clune V underdrive, the shifter for that, and I'll be ready. Everybody's going wheeling on Hales. Rory's going, and some people from Junction are coming down, so if I make it on time, I'll be able to go. If not, Rory was kind enough to let me or borrow his one of his Jeeps. But I really want to take this out, so it gives me motivation to get it rolling again. So yeah, I'll cut this off and get back to you, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about in here. All right, so here it is. I cut it off. I had to charge my battery on the GoPro. Sorry, I couldn't record all of this, but this is what it looks like. This goes in here. You just cut the weld off. This pops out of there, and then yeah, that's it. I had to machine it, or I had to put it in the lathe, because the weld, when it was made, it was all the way out to here, so it wasn't enough to press into the tube. And I made it a little bit smaller because I don't have a press to what do you call it? Usually you'll have a driveline press. You can press this in and spin it and rotate it, and have a dial indicator here, and make sure it's straight, and then put this on, yeah, like press these together, and then you just weld it here all the way around, and you have a driveline, non-balanced driveline. And that's what I'm going to do on here. I don't need a balance, so I'll get it close enough, and then I will, the other piece I got is right here. I'm hoping this tube will slide over that tube and that tube, like sleeve it and make it longer, 7 inches longer. So we'll see. But for now, I got the rear drive line made. Well, almost. I just got to weld it, and I'll have the rear drive line made, and I'll start working on the front one. Here we go. So, got the pieces in my car. So there's the front and there's the rear. I am headed over to R&B 4x4 to use their driveline table so I can weld all this together. And come with me. I will lock the shop down and head on out. Alright, I'm back from Mike's. He was playing music, and I can't have music on YouTube. Got drive lines. I'm gonna put rear one in, put front one in, put some oil in it. And somebody was asking about the transfer case that was cracked. It's not cracked. It's just a casting mark on the transmission. And yeah. So it's not cracked, it's okay. So I just gotta put some oil in it, in the box and the transfer case, drive lines, seats, and I should be ready for tomorrow in theory, but we'll see. Let me put some stuff together and we'll see if we can get it working. Here we go. All right, here it is. I took it around the block, well, not around the block, just around the shop, and it's working. It's got low, 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 5-to-1 low. So now all I got to do is put a bar here just to zip tie this hose up on it so it doesn't rub through the drive line. But I got my shifter in there, so that's working. And I got my other shifters in, so that one is working. So there's that. So I'm gonna pull, I'm gonna put my seat in on that. No, sorry, no. I gotta put a bar in right here for the transfer case. Hang on, it's here somewhere. Right here, this one. This is the one. So this is the one I cut off of the transmission. That one across right here, if you guys can imagine. So I'm gonna try to put something like that. Something like that. Maybe even just kick it sideways a little. So I went right there. I don't know if my... Okay, so that's low right there, and it looks like it'll clear. So I just put a tab on one side and then on the other, and then weld it on to this one down here. I should be good to go. But let me see if I can work on that and I'll get back to you guys. But other than that, everything else is working. As soon as I get this cross member done, I can put the seats in. I'll put this seat in, that seat, that center panel there, that little center panel. I'm gonna have to do, this one is already, this one's okay. I gotta fix that rivet over there, riv nut, pull it out, put a new one in, and probably put tabs on here so I can bolt it down instead of welding the centerpiece on, because I welded it, grounded it all out. But anyway, everything's working like it's supposed to, and I'll do the cross member, finish that. As soon as I finish that, it's ready to go for tomorrow, and it's only 3 o'clock right now, so the weather's not bad. Hopefully it'll be warmer tomorrow. Kind of cloudy today. There's the 4-door. But yeah, there it is. Gotta go down and get it registered. It's expired. But oh yeah, look at that drive line. All right, I got her all made up. I think she's ready. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I got I zip tied some wires up to get it out of the way, and just got to cut the ends off. And I figured this would probably slide on that shifter. So that's the furthest it's going. So anyway, I got tabs down there on the bar, then welded that bar in, and there it is. Transmission mount done. Transfer case support done. Zip tie, I got to do that bar still, and put that plate in, put that plate in, put seats in. Oh, I got to weld that tab back in for the seat belt, so I can have a seat belt. This guy, Put it right there and weld it on. And then I'll have a seatbelt again. And I got 4 shifters in this thing now. So that'll be my low box. And this is my transfer case and my transmission. So I'm gonna cut some ends off with zip ties, start putting panels back in, put seat in, and see how she does. If she does good, then I'll drive her home tonight. No, I can't. It's not registered. Dang it. It's insured. Maybe it'll be okay. Either way, I'm gonna get it going. See how it goes. What do you guys leave a comment, let me know what you guys think about, like, do you guys want to see how tabs are made, every single bolt put in, or am I doing just fine with just showing you or telling you what I'm going to do and then just doing it and then getting a video of it done? Or do you guys want to see step by step by step, or I don't know? Let me know in the comments. Thanks guys, have a good night. All right, she is back together. I had a little bit of problem with this, so I just kind of bent it, but now it works. I'll move the shifter back just a little bit so this can go back in high gear. Got the shifters, the boot console, the other console, or the panels, sorry, the seats, seat belts. I just got to put these panels on both sides, and it should be ready. It is 6 o'clock in the evening right now, and I think everything in theory should be good. So I'll be ready for tomorrow. Jet on out and be ready tomorrow. So I get to go wheeling tomorrow, test it out. Pretty excited about it. So that's a lot of work. A lot of mess around, and I finally got it. So I'll get some footage of tomorrow, and here we go.